We is live.
All right.
Should have music.
You know what? I think they'd shut us down pretty quick if we put some music on.
Every good hero has some.
All right. Make sure I don't have my phone in my pocket.
Oh, that'd be pleasant, wouldn't it?
That's always a good
start to the day.
All right. Oh man, it's hot.
It feels good, but it's not as hot. It's not as hot as it was last week.
All right.
Last week it was 100. I think it's like 94 or something like that. So a little bit more better.
Pass me over one of them 312s.
Yeah,
I don't want to get totally annihilated in this tub as I did last year.
I do.
You call it last year already. Last year. It's all over.
That's a good start for you.
It was a long day.
Well, welcome everyone.
Hi.
Got the Sunday Soak running. We're gonna start it out with the humble brag. The humble brag is mine and Beef Loaf's this week, and
Yes,
it
sir.
is that we stayed through all of that game last night. We were there for the last pitch, and what was nice was as people were leaving,
Yep.
because we had a big 108 crew there yesterday.
Yeah, we sure did.
As they were leaving, they were like, "Oh, I can't take this shit anymore." They were just handing off beers as they were walking out. We had like a pyramid of beers underneath our seats.
We were 6-pack backed up.
Oh, we had to work through all that shit.
We had to push like an 8th and 9th. We really worked hard to get them things done.
And luckily, no one from the Sox is listening because we may or may not have walked out with a few.
Can't confirm.
We don't want to waste food. We're not that kind of podcast. All right, let's get into these questions.
It's an
'cause there's a
all-question
whole bunch
show.
of them.
Let me just warn everyone. I talked to my Sox summer literally 3 minutes before he got in the tub. He told me he has looked at none of these
I
questions.
don't know any of the
I
questions.
also
I've not-
believe that Treasy has not looked at any of these
I've
questions.
not looked at. I'm seeing them for the first time.
I
right
looked
now.
at them only when I wrote them down. So we're just gonna off the cuff answer all this shit.
So, reminder: Sunday Soak, powered by Goose Island.
absolutely, yeah, we can't forget that.
Drinking a 312, drinking a nice SPF here, which is a nice, good summertime beer.
It is. We finally got some warmth, so I'm like,
It's
I'm
good.
gonna down some SPF.
And then the powerhouse, the Next Coast IPA, which I had 2 of them on Friday night, and it definitely got me drunk. I was at home eating peanut M&Ms pre-party, and just like, just powering them in because I was hammered after 2 of those.
I love the Next Coast IPA.
So good.
It has taken over as probably my favorite IPA. And I'm a little more of an IPA guy than sort of the rest of the pile of beers. So.
You can get the tall boys of that right up above us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
11
yes.
and a quarter.
Is that at the red line little?
Yeah, the little red line thing.
Yellow
at the
red line
top
car?
at the top of the Goose. Yeah, so let's get into these questions.
Awesome. Let's start. The first question is from our man, Aloha Mr. Han.
All right.
He says, when does John Jay get declared a missing person and end up on a milk cart?
Oh, so this is interesting, right? Because last night we are actually talking about where's Yolmer. And
Yes.
I mentioned that Yolmer was out looking for John Jay. And Yolmer showed up late in the game.
Right.
And this morning, John Jay ended up on the 60-day IL. So
Yes.
he's found. Yolmer went and found him. I was very excited that Yolmer found him, but then I was very not excited that means Yolmer's playing again. So
It's a trade-off.
it is what it is. It's not that Jose Rondon's been blowing the doors off anything other than his wildly successful pitching career.
That has to hurt you guys too a little because you guys are very high on Jose Rodon, and like now.
No. Let me clarify what we were on Jose Rondon. We were of the mind, this guy is on the team.
Yeah.
He has potential. You should play him because you know what the other guys at that position
Yeah, let's
are.
just find out.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Have we found
just
out
like
anything?
I said.
Not yet. We need a little more time.
Okay,
a little more
time.
playing.
I
a little
said
more.
the same thing about Ryan Cordell.
Okay.
And on both of them, I'm fairly disappointed so far.
Yeah, neither look too good so far. I mean, my thoughts on John Jay is, yes, they did transactionally move him, but only one person has claimed to have seen him, and that's James Fegan.
Yeah.
You know what? I think John Jay might be with Tony Spilatro somewhere, and maybe you're not going to see him again. All right, so I want visual evidence. I want someone to take a video of him. Otherwise, I don't believe it. He might be sleep with the fishes.
Yeah, could be. And I don't think they put missing kids on milk cartons anymore.
No, I don't
They're
think
just
so.
pictures of cows and stuff.
We don't-
Little Miss Shortstop is always like, "There's no cow in there. I'm not drinking that."
We all drink. Everyone drinks almond milk now, anyway. So you know,
Yeah, I'm a
whatever.
big almond milk guy too myself.
All right, next question is from Austin G. He says, what do we make of Ricky's comments, and this was reported by the Beat Reporters on Friday, about not knowing the team's record?
I don't care.
You have a
I mean,
good
it's-
explanation.
I'll just quickly say, like, it's not the end of the season, so it doesn't really matter right now. But go ahead, B-Flow.
Correct. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It gives you no informational advantage to know whether you're 14 and 15 or 12 and 17 or 13 and 16 or whatever. It absolutely does not matter. And also, from the standpoint of monitoring results so minutely like that, as far as team record, the losses outweigh the gains as far as us as humans emotionally. So by sweating your record a lot, especially at interim periods where it doesn't really matter, it's like you're not in a playoff chase or something like that. It's probably going to lead you to make a rational decision. So I for one am someone who applauds this sort of thing. For the rest of you that are getting your ire up, I think it has more to do with the overall product, and that him saying he doesn't know the record isn't him. I don't care.
Right.
Because his next thing was, I focus more on the process.
Yes.
If the guys are doing the process, if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing right. Yes, that is what the manager should be focusing on. Let us assholes who sweat this team hard worry about the fucking record.
Yeah.
that
I'm
was-
agreeing with that.
That was
Yep.
good.
Thank you. Next question is from.
It's like you do it for a living or something.
Next question is from our guy Ted Brogan. He says, "What's the latest on the Slump Buster?"
Oh, man.
Treasy.
Oh,
I'll
man.
let you start.
He was in full effect last night. So I got to the game probably in like the second inning because we were over at my Sox Summer's place for his lovely daughter's birthday party, and when we're sitting there and we're like, oh, we better get over to the game, And so we walk over, and I probably get there like right around the second inning, and I see Biggins, but I don't see Slump Buster, and I'm like, hey, where is Slump Buster? Is he here? So yeah, but he walked away a little while ago. I don't know where he's at.
He claimed he was meeting up with someone.
Did he get his R2D2 bobblehead?
I have no
Who
idea.
knows?
Because he was texting me, hey, pick me up a bobblehead. And I was like, hey, are you coming? And he said, yeah. And I go, well, I can't because I don't have an extra ticket.
So, regardless of whether or not he got a bobblehead, because he would
I was
definitely
wondering.
lose it,
Right.
he came back to his seat annihilated.
Yes.
And we were in just the epicenter of Fist Bump City. There may have been some upper level Sox people that kind of stopped by at some point just to say hello.
Just to chat a little bit.
and caught about 15 fist bumps from the Slump Buster.
It got uncomfortable.
It-
I mean,
yeah.
I wanted to get in the middle of it and tell him, don't do this anymore in front of everybody. But I couldn't.
It was it was exactly as it should be. The fist bumps were going.
You and I were looking at each other like, this is not good.
I told him that I like to. He has a Star Wars White Sox hat, and I've never really seen it. He's right in the sense that like I don't see anyone else wearing this hat.
Yeah.
And so I told him, like
Yeah,
that
that's
it's a good hat.
Yeah.
I got at least 6 consecutive fist bumps. Like I fist bumped him, and then like he left it up, and then he's like, "Come on." I think he didn't even realize that he hadn't got
Star
the
Wars,
first one.
baby.
There
It
was,
was Star Wars, baby.
there was a glitch in the operating system. It just started firing off fist bumps back at us. It couldn't stop.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And the best part about it, after about the 5th fist bump, Biggins turned to him and said, "I'm going to throw that hat out onto the expressway on the way home."
That's right. Yeah, he said someone off the Dan Ryan's going to own that hat now. All right, next question is from the man, White Sox Dave. He wants to know, he's asking this about himself, but for us to answer, why do I always lose my phone in Ubers?
Oh, see, you know what? So you guys probably know this.
tell you.
Obviously, I mean, most people that are watching this are younger than us, right?
Yes.
I mean, like, so I've noticed this with the younger generation. They lose the phone a lot.
Yeah.
And it's because, this is just my opinion, they wear much tighter jeans than we wear.
That's true, too.
That's a good
So
call.
you're in the Uber, like
make fun of
if
cargo
I'm-
shorts,
if,
too.
if I'm,
Yeah,
if
they
I'm-
do, yeah.
Assholes.
If I'm sending you a dick pic from
Yeah.
from the Uber,
Which you do a lot.
yeah, almost every time
You're
on
like,
my way home.
Corolla.
and I'll send it, and then I just like I throw my phone right back into my pocket because
Yeah.
my jeans, because I'm a fat guy, I want looser jeans.
Yeah,
you know.
you're fat.
And now don't confuse that with me wearing Zubaz, because the Zubaz pockets suck.
They're
You
really,
literally-
really shallow.
They're
Dave,
horrible.
if you're wearing Zubaz, also that's gonna be a problem too. The phone falls right out.
There's no
But like
question.
if you have a deeper pocket,
Yeah.
big boy jeans, like you throw that phone right back in there, you wake up the next morning, you're like, oh shit, I actually do have my phone. This is nice.
So I think this is an opportunity for Barstool for yet another product that they can throw out their fan base. They could do a fanny pack. The White Sox Dave I'm not losing my shit fanny pack.
That's a great
And
idea.
just put his face on it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that pic of him eating a beef, drinking a Keystone Light. You know, I don't know.
I mean, his face, but wearing a hat, right?
Oh yeah,
He can't have the hair out
he's
there.
gotta
That's
have a
that's
hat.
a deterrent, right?
I saw him before the game.
Oh, that's it. You know what? He made.
One time Steve's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna happen.
You know what though? He made him and Eddie made the jokes about the ponytail guys,
That's true.
and now they're gonna suffer the wrath of that.
That's
I mean,
right.
like,
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
you got
baby.
3 guys here who have all donned a ponytail at a time. All right.
I think the one key for me too, like you were talking about the younger generation, we're older guys, we're a decade older than that crew basically. My phone is fucking enormous. It's hard for me to not feel it on me.
Right.
It's so goddamn big. It's like an iPad. So like maybe get a bigger phone.
So are you saying that?
He should have like an iPad.
He should have like an iPad and he'll never lose it because it's so huge. How can you forget it?
He'll probably never take it out.
Are you saying that like the size of yours compared to the size of Dave's is what is the problem here?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
That's why
I'm
he
saying
can
that.
wear a ponytail. I saw Dave pre-game yesterday. We were me, Bobble's Jim, and Bobble's Jim's bro all standing in line, and he walks by, and of course I have to heckle him. And I'm like, White Sox Dave sucks. And he whips around, looking
He thinks it's
around,
you.
and he goes, oh, hey, what's up? And then he's like, what are you guys doing here so early? And I was like, bobbleheads. And he's like, oh, you're those bobblehead guys? Blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, I got so fucked up last night. He's like, we're doing patio today. And I was like, oh, this is like good. This is going to be a really good ending to this story. So, Dave, I hope things went well last year.
He's not watching it, but his Uber driver's watching it from his phone.
Yes. All right. The next question is from a longtime guy, Mailman Jack. He says,
yes.
how do we feel about the Sox going after Dallas Keuchel?
Let me just say, I feel great about it.
Is it happening?
I'm going
I
to.
don't think so, but
Okay.
I guess how would we feel?
How would we feel? I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss?
I'm going to express my feelings long form.
I thought you were going to say with song. I thought you were going to sing.
Ooh, I would love to.
Oh,
Did
Remy,
you miss
no.
it?
But,
All right, no look.
You got it. Yes.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
You're on fire, man.
No, that's
What
like,
you need, MSS?
give me the heater.
Give me the heater.
Yeah.
It's time.
Give me that
Time for you
heater.
to get
That
in there,
lasted
baby.
a long time. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna get too drunk today.
That's my third 3-1-2 since I got here.
I'm gonna go SPF.
I am 936.
So yeah, I'm gonna do a blog about why it makes sense to go after Dallas Keuchel, but
Nice.
in just a quick recap of what that'll be about is I think there's the reasons that teams are not going after him right now are a lot of irrational fears that major league clubs have, and I'm gonna break it down and say why all of these things are stupid and why they should just pay for this guy.
Is it because he's old?
No,
And
he's
he
not
wants a lot
old.
of money?
He's 31.
He's 31. He's
Oh,
not
that's
that old.
kind of old.
Kind of old. I wish I were 31.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yes, I would like
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel, but if they went out and did something like that, don't immediately expect them to be a contender.
No,
They're
no,
still
no,
gonna be
no.
pretty bad, even when they had Dallas Keuchel. They'll just be a little less bad.
This is
than
the
they were.
first of the 5 pitchers they need to add.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's a process. Don't just assume former Cy Young Award winner Dallas Keuchel shows up and we're really good.
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
going to happen at all.
This guy is like immediately your 3. Like that's like
No, a good team's 3. He's immediately their best.
he's
pitcher.
their ace right now.
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
If they're a team that's going to compete, he needs to be the 3.
Yeah,
that's where I was.
That's right.
And it looks like we need a new ace.
Yeah, we need a new lot of
We
stuff.
just need an ace. I don't think we had a current ace. Like so,
Well, he got hurt.
He's the de facto. He was
Yeah,
the de facto ace. You know, like,
he's the
that's a good
ace. Like
call.
I'm the skinny guy here.
Well, that's true though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I weigh the least,
I'm
but
saying.
I'm not skinny.
I put out a blog post specifically about this, where I was measuring Carlos Rodon's
Junk.
his performance over through his career, and then I matched it up with fourth starters from playoff teams.
Oh, yeah.
And they're about the same. So when you want to become a playoff team, the Sox will need 3 pitchers who are better than what Carlos Rodon has been throughout his career. So just remember that. Keep that mentally in your mind. Dallas Keuchel would be one of those. Then you need to add a couple more. Oh, and you also have to replace Carlos Rodon.
Yes.
Because he's R.I.P. and P.
Yep.
All right.
The next question is from Chris. He says, how do I achieve such peak male performance as you guys do?
Oh,
and he was
boy.
talking about the picture where we hold the cans of beer in front of our
Yeah.
genitals.
I'll let my sex summer go first on that because I think he is the
He's the peakest of
Oh,
the peak.
peakest of the performers here.
So, what you want to do is drink a lot of beer, obviously. Goose Island.
Goose Island
that's
beer.
number one thing you do. Second thing you do, always go back for seconds. Like you definitely need, like, even if you feel satisfied, you might get hungry in 5 minutes.
That's true.
So you might as well eat it ahead of time,
Right.
and not have to worry about that. I do that with every meal.
And you never have to worry about leftovers if you do that. Like, there's never a leftovers
Yeah.
night if you leave nothing over. It's really nice.
If you see stuff that you think might be unhealthy, eat 2 of them.
Just to be sure. You
Yeah.
don't even know.
like,
who knows?
was that unhealthy? I better double check.
And listen,
Right.
chicks dig fat guys. We all have very attractive wives.
That's
Okay.
absolutely true.
That is 100%.
And
That's 100% true.
it's not because of our good looks.
No, well-
it's definitely our size.
It's got
Okay?
It's the
girth.
beef.
Yes,
It's the girth.
They picked us because then they look squinny next to us.
The thing
Which
is,
I think you should do. Like I should have.
That's why I
maybe,
picked
maybe
you
we
two.
could all do. it.
there's a little Quimby.
You look smaller by de facto. That's why we have.
Look like a little Lucky Pierre in the middle
Lucky
here.
Pierre, right in the middle, baby. Also, I mean, I know you're trying to, shoot some shit at us here.
No.
This is an evolutionary advantage. What if there's a
I think it
fucking
was
famine?
100% serious.
If there's a famine, guess who's going to survive longest?
Yeah.
Right here. And fuck you, you'll be dead because you won't have any food. You'll be too skinny.
And don't try to eat us. Just because we're well marbled, you shouldn't eat human meat, all right? It's not the Donner Party, all right?
I feel like a lot of stuff would get trimmed off. If I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
You're like, we better trim all this fat off. Oh shit, he only weighs 150 pounds.
I also want to throw out there that you may be watching the television in the morning, or and you see your good guy Frank Thomas out there trying to give you dick pills or whatever he's selling.
Yep.
You don't need that. You don't need that, the fancy one either, the Hims or whatever. Nah,
Yeah.
Don't need any of that shit. Just have some delicious beer, have some encased meats, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I've heard now shrimp has cocaine in it, so
Woo,
we could
really?
add shrimp to that. Yeah, that's a big
Cocaine
story.
shrimp.
There's cocaine inside the shrimp.
I might have to
Next,
start sorting shrimp.
the next question is from another longtime guy, Sleepy Harold. He wants to know, is James McCann a dude?
He's a handsome guy.
He's handsome.
He's a handsome
He's a
guy.
good-looking kid.
I was talking about this the other day with Simeon, actually, when he came when we were sitting and we were just
Yeah, I
kind
think
of
it was
like,
Monday night maybe or something like that.
That was that drunk Simeon?
Yes, he was
yeah.
hammered.
When
Yeah.
he shook my hand, he was like, "Hey, good to see you." And I was like, "You just shook my hand. You don't remember it?" And he's like, "No, I do not." And I was like,
and then
He was doing good.
"You are
and
one
then,
waiting,
and then I had the exact same conversation with Johnny Nani, and I think we're all in agreement that he's doing well. It's looking good. There's gonna be a major regression. Like there's gonna be like a June or July where the guy just doesn't get a hit.
I looked it up the other day. It's like a 470 BABIP. So yeah, I think that's probably
So-
going to happen. Every ball that he's put in play is a hit, basically.
Yeah, so it's gonna come back to earth. But I do think that you have found a backup catcher. Like this guy seems to be a legit backup catcher. He shouldn't be out there every day, and hopefully you have someone in the system that is gonna be that guy. I don't think you do.
Yeah, I don't think
But
so
I
either.
also think it's not that expensive to go out and get that guy.
So
We'll see what I don't want to see Alex Avila back, but like there's going to be some guys in free agency next year that might be worth a look. You could go out and get someone cheap.
We're writing off Sebi and we're writing off Collins already.
I don't know that Sebi can be an everyday guy. Nothing is said that he is.
Okay.
And Collins, I don't know if he's a catcher.
Well, if we have a McCann and a Sebi rotation, can we do that?
That's what I'm thinking. My
Can they
sock
platoon
summer.
that?
What-
Or
what-
platoon it? Yes, let's platoon that.
That's what I'm thinking. My
Or
sock
pellets-
summer.
maybe Peloton it. You know,
Peloton.
some
That's
guys-
that's
something like that.
that's what the
Let's figure
kids
that
like. They
shit
like the
out.
Peloton.
So like a
yeah.
platonic relationship.
Yes.
Okay, I got it now.
I'm thinking Zach Collins one day a week, and then split the other ones, and you got 3 on the roster, and Zach Collins can DH or play
Yeah.
first
First.
base.
Play first.
Exactly when he's not. So that's totally feasible
Listen,
in my mind.
if that fucking nerd can play first and catch and still hit, and DH,
What
did
you
you
need,
get
man?
it?
Right in SPF.
Did you get it?
No, I was like 4 feet away.
It was right. I almost went into my tree, which is about 10 feet off the camera. So
Right in the lumberyard.
Pretty close. It's right in the lumberyard. Another. Put your tinfoil hats on. I was talking to Treasy about this the other day. James McCann gets a lot of shit for his lack of catcher framing. But I'm a little skeptical about the catcher framing. Not that it exists or anything, but I think those edges are starting to get whittled away. Now that everyone knows, the umpires know, I think you're going to see a lot more variance in that. And I think the Sox might be doing a savvy thing by not paying for it anymore.
Yeah.
Don't pay for that shit because I think you're going to start seeing those edges get smaller and smaller. We'll see. This is just a tinfoil hat theory. I'm just throwing it
Yeah.
out there. But so James McCann might end up being a nice savvy pickup if the bat comes back, which it looks like it's starting to. I know it's BABIP aided, so
All right.
Next question is from Kier, another longtime guy. We had a lot of OGs in the questions this week.
We appreciate you.
He says, which 108er wins in a no-pin submission cage match?
Oh, this is easy. This is easy. This is my sock summer by a fucking country mile. And let me tell you a little background.
Let me know why.
There was this game a couple of years ago where it was a night game. We were pretty lit up, and I laid into my sock summer for like 6 innings straight. It was really the honeymoon is over game of our relationship as friends. And I gave it to him
a lot of shit.
I gave it to him hard for like 6 innings.
Yeah.
He was like, God, man, what's going on here? I just kept laying into him. The next day, I show up to the park, and my sock summer is already there, which is weird because we usually travel in together. But he's already there. He's got no sleeves on and a black bandana, and he's sitting in my seat. And I didn't even want to go down there. I was like, oh my God, he's going to beat the shit out of me in front of everybody. And so I like gingerly went down. I didn't even sit in my seat. And my sock summer's such a nice guy. He's like, oh, do you want your seat? But I was still scared.
He was trying to intimidate you.
I didn't want to
feel he was trying to intimidate you.
And after that, I was like, all right, I'm never gonna fuck with this guy again. Not like that. I'm gonna take a step back and know my place. So yeah, that's why I think he would destroy us in a fucking game.
I would also say my sock summer. He's just so much stronger than both of us. Like we could probably try to attack him together and still lose. His only concern would probably be stamina.
Yeah.
See, like, if we made you run around a lot, maybe we could get you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
One of us will win.
Your asthmatic ass is going to make you run around. Teresi, I can understand.
I'm on PEDs, all right? I'll take my inhaler. I'm on PEDs. That's all I'm saying, right? But I still think you'll win.
For life and
You'll have sympathy.
All right, bitch, let's go.
You'll have sympathy because I'll be dying in the corner. I can't breathe.
Now, this was probably 100 pounds ago, but a guy once referred to me as shockingly fast for my
When the 108 foot comes out, it's going to be in there.
So the answer,
for being as big and fat as he is, he's shockingly fast.
the answer is, my sock summer stands in the middle, and Teresi and Beefloaf die of pneumonia as they try and run around the cage.
It's 100% right.
I'll throw beers at you guys. Try to hit you.
All right, the next question is from Brandon Shields. He says, which former Sox catcher would you rather race, Spanky or Dianair Navarro?
Oh, shit.
I'll go first. I would like to. Spanky is Mike LaVallia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather race Spanky because Spanky's older than us.
Yeah.
Whereas Navarro's younger than us. We're all fat asses, but the younger fat ass should be faster than the older fat ass.
Yeah.
I also feel like Navarro had some stolen bases during his career.
I think that might be right.
He's not like incredibly slow.
Right.
I mean, he's not fast, but like he at least can move. Like Spanky, I mean, I'm assuming he's like has a walker at this point. Like I caught like 7 million MLB games, and he's like 60 now. Like, yeah, I'll race that guy. Yeah, like I'll race him up the stairs if you want. That sounds good.
I'm gonna go with Spanky too, just because what you guys.
Do you
said.
know who he is?
No.
Okay, sure.
No,
Doesn't
I did.
matter. He's a white.
I would definitely take Carlton Fisk in a race, though. That guy cannot walk. So
But if you're going to drive through the cornfields, I'd probably kick your ass.
yeah, like if guy who's probably the drunkest and then drive home. Well, maybe he's not good because he went in the drunk.
Yeah, he couldn't stay on the road.
But he was drinking while driving. While driving.
While driving.
Not
yeah.
even
Not
just
drinking
like-
and driving. Drinking
Yes,
while
drinking
driving.
while driving,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is never a really good look,
That's kind of a...
especially for a Hall of Fame.
Let me think about that. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Bad
I think it's a
idea.
bad idea.
Very
All right.
bad idea.
Next question is from Ozzie Guillen Jr.
Who's on this guy?
Ozzie Guillen Jr., he saw that we were going to do the Sunday Soak again. He tagged his brother. And
Yes.
then he's fucking with us. He goes, I want to know what your guys' diet is.
Which we already explained.
And my son Summer actually answered it too. So
Down
then,
hot dogs and beer.
and you were
That's
like,
all
all right,
gotta
you're going to
do.
give us some shit, give us a real question. So he says, which little-known minor leaguer in the Sox system do you think is going to help this team in 2 or 3 years?
Ooh, wow. So
That's a tough one, I think.
So the problem is I don't know who's little known, right? Like
Right.
I think we keep good tabs on this. So like some of these guys are to us are not like little known.
Right.
But since I'm blanking on his name, I think this is a good guy. What is Laz Rivera? Is the shortstop down in?
Yeah, Laz Rivera.
Is he in Double A right now?
Yeah, he's all
so
stick.
so here's why I think he could be that guy. I don't see a second base option anywhere. Like, I don't see it in our system, and I know all you magical people are gonna give me shit. But you know what? Fuck you guys. I don't care. I don't see him being an everyday.
Teresa, I think there's a great argument for Nick Madrigal being a super utility player.
Right. Because that's why I just said I don't see him being an everyday player.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't see him being an everyday player. And I looked around the league because I was like, yeah, maybe we could go out. Maybe we could go out and get a second
I got
baseman.
stunned saying it.
And then I looked at what's out there, and I said, oh boy, I don't want Logan Forsythe. You know, like, that doesn't seem good to me.
Or look how good Brian Dozier's doing this year with the Nationals.
Yeah,
or not.
Gross, right? Like, so I don't want that. But like, it could be very easy for Laz to move over to second base and actually come up and hit the ball, and maybe not be the best second baseman, but hey, you know, whatever.
Right, exactly. My stock summer. How about you?
I have no idea who's in their system that isn't like touted.
He wasn't even listening to what I was saying.
He was talking to the wives off camera.
Listen, they're concerned about because I'm turning as red as the writing on the board right
Look, he's an adult.
And I definitely
I
put stuff on, so I am okay-ish, I hope. I don't feel burning like I did last week. But I'm also
Your meat
like
was sinking
9
during the
beers
Sunday
in
soap last week.
Yeah.
All right, we only got like 8 questions
Yeah,
left.
so I'm not. I don't really know anybody that's coming up. I feel like some of these guys that have already been written off maybe might come back. Like Rick Rutherford. Let's bring him back. Like maybe he will come back. Not Cease.
I agree.
Who's
Vic
the big
Rutherford is probably one of my favorites.
Who's the big Alec Hansen? I think Alec Hansen
just got promoted.
Yeah, and I feel like he was written off last year, and I feel like he could come up and do something.
Because he walked like 14 people per 9 innings.
I liked his size. Like, he was a big, tall guy, and I just like he's got the body. Now it's just like get those mechanics down and start throwing strikes, and we're good. I like that.
I'm gonna go
just
with
making shit
a
up.
long shot here. But the White Sox have no future first baseman, right?
Right.
And there's people who like Gavin Sheets, but there's lots of people who don't like Gavin Sheets. So I'm going to go with Corey Zangari, who's way further back, but has monster fucking power.
I don't know who that is. I don't have any beer
Kid
left.
has huge power.
Give me a
If you
3-1-2.
can ever harness it, he might be the type of guy who can hit 40 home runs into majors. I don't know if his profile looks like Joey Gallo or what, but let's throw out a name like that and say he starts advancing through and becomes a big power hitter for the White Sox.
All right, we didn't know who that was.
I don't know who
we're
that
gonna
is.
drink.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. Next question is from
Behind the back.
the Barren Plains account, so it's hard
yeah.
for me to tell
No.
if this was Teresi or Kaz or who the fuck this was. But
Who knows which one it was?
it says, if The Running Man were a TV show, would you watch it?
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, like,
You know what this question is? This is the old, like, Will Ferrell, Harry Carey thing. If the moon were made of spare ribs, would you eat it? Of course you would.
Damn right.
Damn right you would.
I mean,
Spare
but when
ribs.
you
Now, where are we getting these spare ribs? Like
I don't
deep
know.
south side, or are we getting them at a Chinese joint like up here? Because those like
matters.
seem to be the two things.
so, but I
Just
want to
like,
I want to be clear on what we're answering here, right?
What deep south spare ribs?
We're not necessarily saying like we would watch public executions if they were on. However,
Which we would.
if you
so.
turn them into a sport, we're tuned in. Especially if I could go there, choose which guy gets to kill him, and win a game of it. Like win the home board game. Like, I'm in. I'm in for that. That sounds good.
What was the movie with Ice-T? Was it Trespass? Where
No.
he was all dreadlocked and people
no.
were trying to kill him?
I know what you're thinking.
Baby, knocked it down.
Nice shot.
Hunted?
The most,
Women, yes.
is it the most dangerous game? Or is it Hunted? It's one of those.
It's something
not
like
Trespass.
it's one. It's like,
Trespass is a great film.
Trust-
Don't you dare talk ill about it.
that wasn't Ice-T, or was that
Ice-T's in Trespass.
Oh, he's in
Yeah.
So is
Trespass
Ice
now?
Cube, and and Lucky in Trespass is the guy who was the driver in Die Hard, and also the kid in the Blues Brothers trying to steal the guitar. Important information.
I remember
on
that.
you
Oh,
people.
yeah.
All right, so and if you
Okay.
think I'm bullshitting, go to IMDb. I'm not bullshitting. Come on. All right, what's next?
Next question is from another longtime guy, NWI Steve. He says, first time, long time. How do we plan to celebrate Nick Madrigal's first home run?
What number?
You know what? I can't tell you what kind of alcohol I'm going to be able to consume when I'm 50. So I don't want to promise a Malort shot, 11 years from now. So I'm just gonna say I'll do a little dance and I'll record it for you guys.
Speaking of alcohol, I bought a big thing of bourbon from Costco.
Okay.
Thank you. A couple years ago.
Oh,
Last night, because my mom doesn't watch any of this shit. Last night, my dad comes up to me. He's like, "You're out of the Costco bourbon." He's like, "I had 3 drinks today. Don't tell your mother." And I was like, "Yes." And he-
three pints of bourbon.
like,
Is that what he
he's
had?
like? I finished it, and I was like, "I'm pretty sure there was like a third of a bottle left." So I think my
Nice.
dad was like putting it down yesterday.
He's in full grandpa mode.
Yeah,
He's in full
oh, yeah.
grandpa
Full
mode. right
papa.
there.
You know,
Yeah,
though,
full papa.
in his defense,
Yeah.
I was sitting with him for a lot of the day.
Yeah.
We're just out there having some drinks,
Yeah,
but we're in the sun, and so we're sweating it out.
yeah.
So like I left there feeling refreshed. So he was fine.
He did.
He was fine.
He never wakes up hungover unless we go to Cooperstown to go watch Frank Thomas going off. That's the only time. And then he
It's got to be
complains,
something about Cooperstown, not the booze.
and he complains about it, and I'm like, just take some Excedrin, and he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna work it out. And then he whines like a little lady. And then finally, when he takes it, then he goes, "Why didn't I take this earlier?" It was like, "Hey, Dad, get a DVR. It's really nice. You don't have to tape shit. It's really nice." He's like, "Nah, I don't want to pay that extra $3." And then when he got, it, he's like, "Why did I wait so long to get the DVR? This thing is awesome." And I was like, "Exactly."
I will.
You gotta trust me every third thing I say. Trust.
I'll get him some Mexican Alka-Seltzer for the
ratio.
next time you guys.
Yes, I saw that picture was awesome.
That shit is amazing.
I want to write on there. This is not in English.
It's
I
not.
wanted
It
to
wasn't.
say
It was. I had to get
all
it from Mexico.
Spanish.
They don't
Yeah.
make it in the United States.
That's awesome.
You want good drugs, guys? Go to Mexico. Oh, you already know.
All right, next question is from White Sox Sal, another longtime guy. He says, how effective of a lawyer do you think David Kleinfeld, Sean Penn,
Oh, yes.
from Carlito's Way was, considering all the cocaine he was doing? Here's my first question back to you, Sal. Are you under the impression that lawyers do not do cocaine? Because I would not believe that.
Especially not in
I
the
assume
80s.
it's essential to the job. I don't
Right.
know.
I don't have a good opinion on this. I just want to bring up the fact that Dallas Braden looks exactly like David Kleinfeld.
Yes, and he's on
Like,
TV all the time. on MLB Network.
Unbelievable how
Yes.
much these two guys look alike. And so, you know what we should do? We should
What?
send that beautiful White Sox Coke straw out to Dallas Braden. We know he'll make good use of it.
Dude, first off, I'm using that Coke straw not for its intended purpose, but it's actually really good in like drinks, like
Okay.
a smoothie or something.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it works really well
Imagine
that way
that.
too.
That's true.
I thought it was mostly just for cocaine, but it actually works well as a drinking straw also.
All right, we'll try and get another
Yeah.
one for Dallas then if you're using it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
I'll-
attached to it.
I want to answer this question, but first I want to say fuck you, Sal.
Yep.
I saw Carlito's Way one time, I think, like on FX or something like. While I was on the computer.
That makes me
I
sad.
have not
That's-
seen that
that's the
movie,
weak
so
version of
I
it.
can't really say, oh yeah, great, this is this or that, so I can't really do it. So fuck you, Sal, again, 2 times this time. All right, let's go to the next one.
Wow. This is a great non-answer.
Next question.
I gotta say fuck you to Sal. He
He deserves it. Yeah, Sal deserves that shit.
If I don't tell him fuck you, he's gonna be very upset that I didn't respect him.
I just want you to
Easily
answer
upset.
questions like that at my inevitable trial.
Okay,
All right, next question.
I didn't see that. Fuck you, Your Honor.
Next question from Sockside Pride. He says, can you remember an inning as bad as the 3rd inning last night?
No.
I'm gonna take that first. I did not watch one inning of baseball this year.
It's a strong
And
play.
the best
Very
part
strong
about
play.
it, the best part about this is I was at the park for probably 2 hours because I was pregame. I went and got the R2D2, and then I got a Star Wars pin, and then I went home. But I was at the park for 2 hours and did not watch one inning of baseball. And I walked right home, and then when I got home, I did not turn it on because everyone was hanging outside and we were drinking. And then I looked up the score and I was like, I'm not turning on the TV. I don't want to watch this garbage.
So I've seen a lot of bad innings in the park, right?
Third was bad.
And usually what happens is like the bases get loaded or like there's 2 or 3, 2 guys on or something, right? And the pitcher's still in and the guy hits a home run right now that it jacks up the score. And all the armchair managers in the crowd are like, oh, they should have taken him out before that.
Right, yep.
That happened like way early in that inning. And then, like for the rest of that inning, literally everyone in the crowd was asking to take this guy out, including Red Sox fans. There were Red Sox fans turning to us and going, like, why are you guys leaving this guy in?
He's dead. He's dead already.
It's easy. He points to the bullpen. He goes, "There's not even anyone warming up."
And the Boston fans have been there the past 2 nights, and they know, like, the bullpen was not taxed. They're like, they were as befuddled as us. And that, like, just set into me, like, this is the worst inning of baseball I've ever seen. And trust me, I'm sure there's teams that I don't follow that have lost, like, 10-run leads in the 9th. And I apologize for saying that our inning was worse than yours. It was just so unbelievable. And I'm sure you went through 6 pitchers to do that. We had one guy out there, and then they were like, all right, well, let's fix this. Let's put in our worst guy. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
I know now that exit velocity is a big thing, and like a lot of people get all hyped up about that. If you were blind and you could not see the action on the field, you would know how bad of an inning it was, because every time the Red Sox made contact, it was like a fucking shotgun went off. It was so goddamn loud. It was like, ooh, and people went, ooh, and the ball was 3 feet off the bat. You knew it was gone, or you knew it was in the gap. It was amazing. It was like, they know what's coming every single pitch, and that's why they're crushing this shit.
Was there really an audible, ooh?
Yes, yes. It was like, oh, like.
I mean, the way, and
it was like you had agita, you know? Oh.
Manny, we're still rooting for you, Manny. But like that inning, they should have brought out that like fence that they put in front of the pitcher during the home run derby, because that's what it was like. It was like if one comes up the middle of how hard they're hitting, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
We don't want that on our conscience either.
Absolutely
not. Manny's out there and he dies. While he's getting
we
killed.
almost had that last year. We don't need that again
That's
this
true.
year.
Right.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Regardless, we'd still make fun of it. And stuff. Next question is from our guy Scott Garcia. It's a great question. Why do our pitchers suck so bad?
All right. Well, let me.
I'll tell you who not to blame. Don't blame Don Cooper.
Right.
All right. If you give a guy 3 wet sticks and a piece of twine, you can't start a fire. Okay? Like, he's doing the best he can.
with what material they got there.
And think of your Don Cooper. You had Jose Quintana, you had Chris Sale, you had all these guys that were like at least halfway decent.
And then you're like, we're going to rebuild
hey,
now.
we're rebuilding. Here's James Shields. Oh, he's your number 1 guy.
Let me tell you something.
Here's Matt Latos.
Yeah, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna get Matt the Cat Latos.
You would be goddamn lucky to have James Shields on this team right now.
Oh yeah, I think he's better suited sitting in the tub though.
It's basically like think about the guy in your friend group that is the absolute best driver. Where if you're going on a road trip, you're like, this guy will get us there in half the time, and we'll feel safe the whole way through.
Yeah.
Right? That guy exists in every friend group. Now, put him in a NASCAR race and see how that goes. That is what the Sox have done. They're like, wow, this guy's the best pitcher in our system. That doesn't mean he's good.
No.
You probably should go out and find some talent. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
I'd like to end it with this. It's Rick Hahn's fault, obviously.
Yes.
People need to start blaming him for some of these bad results. I know you want to blame Cooper, and I'm not the biggest Cooper fan. I know you want to blame Ricky Renteria, and I'm a Ricky Renteria stan. But the man who is putting the roster together, his name is Rick Hahn. So these shitty decisions, these shitty players that come in here, that's him. Start looking at him. The last question.
Oh, I didn't even see this down there.
It is the best question we've probably ever received for the Sunday Soap. I mean, the lunch meat question was pretty dope, too.
Yeah.
But this question is amazing. And it's from another longtime guy. Wandery Base Cup. He wants us. And now we can do this as a group, or we can do it individually. I don't know how you guys want to do this.
I don't know how we're going to figure out this. I know there's like going to be a lot of overlap.
Let's each do 2.
Each do two?
So we give you 6 total. So 2 top 3s. Basically.
Okay. Let's do that. His question is, well, he would like for us to please rank our top 3 celebrity midgets in order.
Yeah, this is tough.
Can I just say one thing first before we start? Because there's a finite amount of awesome celebrity midgets. I think Danny Woodburn, who played Mickey in Seinfeld, needs to be disqualified.
What?
He wore lifts in the show.
That's true.
He's out.
He
You
did.
can't
He
be
wore lifts.
full midget,
He wore
and
lifts.
you can't be in the top of this ranking if you wore lifts. So he's fucking out.
So,
does not count.
so one guy that I had towards the top of my list, but he got bumped out, which one of you guys might use, because like he is awesome in a bunch of stuff, and he's in Game of Thrones, obviously. Peter Dinklage.
Everyone likes
Oh,
him.
I mean, I think he's the number one.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
he's for sure the number one across the board.
I will give you my number 1. right
Oh,
now.
he's not your number one.
He's not my number
He
one.
would be my number one for sure.
There is a guy who has not only starred in every Leprechaun movie, but has been in every Star Wars movie.
Okay, I know.
And I actually, when I was at Star Wars Celebration, he hosted like half the panels. And
Okay.
he is fucking hilarious. Warwick Davis is top of my list. This guy, because
He's a G.
think back in your mind. Before, you know, like right now, Peter Dinklage on top of the world. You're like,
For
oh
sure.
man, look at this. He's a very cool midget, right?
Yeah. Miles, he's
Little
Miles,
person. I
He's,
should say.
he's
Sorry.
Miles Finch.
He's Miles Finch. Danny Woodburn, like a lot. Vern Troyer was big, and like
Fuck Vern Troyer.
Warwick
I don't
Davis.
like him.
Other than
He was really too
fucking
pompous for
Wizard
his
of
size.
Oz, like no one was doing a movie where like there was prominent little people, right? Willow is all about a little
Yeah.
person.
That's true.
Yep.
That's very true. It's a good call.
Leprechaun kind of is. He's probably not. No one's flattered by that one, but like the one with Ice-T's good.
Hey,
But I think he broke ground for a lot of the dudes we're going to talk about. And I'll tell you, he broke ground for this guy because this guy showed up in probably the best parody movie of all time. Tony Cox is in Spaceballs. The parody
it's a great movie.
He's also in Bad Santa, so he's
Yes.
those are my two.
Now, fuck, I had a thing I was gonna say. Now I don't remember. Oh, Ice-T. Ice-T did Leprechaun 3, right? Wasn't it Leprechaun
It's
3?
3 or 4. It's
And,
Leprechaun in the Hood.
And they said to him, and people asked him, why did you get involved in this movie? And his response was, when people come over to your house with a dump truck of money, do you say no? And I thought that was always a great response. Now, one of my picks was going to be up there, but I'm not going to take it because I'm going to let the resident perv in the hot tub take it.
You see, I wrote that up there for you.
Okay.
I knew you guys wouldn't be prepared for the question, so I wrote a handful of these
Yeah.
up there, and I wrote that one just for you.
So my two are definitely related in the same regard. And I don't know if they would be considered celebrities, but I think they were. First was Hank the Drunk from the Howard Stern Show, who was a little guy,
Okay.
but was incredibly smart and incredibly good at rock and roll trivia.
Okay.
Like he knew music very well, even while hammered.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know who Hank the Drunk is, you should look him up. They have pictures of him in a little bunny suit. He's hilarious. He's also just dirty as fuck. But he would take in a Sprite bottle and just fill it full of vodka and just sit there and drink.
Oh, boy.
vodka. And then when
That's
he
one
died-
waiting right there.
Yes, he was a big time 108er, and that's definitely what killed him. And then the second would be the second one.
I almost
would
spit
be-
my beer out all
I
in
know,
this
would
cup.
be Eric the Midget, who was from the Stern Show also, who was very very near and dear to a lot of Stern fans' hearts. I didn't really like him because he was a fucking raging prick. And he was just always angry, and he just would yell. He was very ungrateful. But I also think that was part of the shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
that's his
now-
character.
If I'm gonna go number 3, and this would probably be my number 1 pick of all,
Yeah.
probably a little bit above Hank, but I loved Hank. Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern Show.
That's a
I
good
met
call.
him.
Very
Give
good
Give us
call.
a full Howard Stern.
I like it.
I
That's
met-
really good.
I met Beetlejuice at a bar in Scottsdale, Arizona, and literally, and I'm not even shitting you people, the guy had a head the size of a cantaloupe. Like, it was just the littlest little head, and he had this big, me telling somebody to have a big body is kind of ridiculous, but he had a big body, and he stunk. He stunk really bad. But it was really nice to meet him and high-five him and meet, such a, cornerstone.
Prolific.
The 108. Yeah.
He's prolific, yeah.
Everyone knows who Beetlejuice is. He was in Bubble Boy. And he's like, when the
They
guy
don't
gets
know him
high,
from
and
that.
he's sitting there like this,
Yeah, I've never seen that.
He was in Scary Movie too, I think. When one of the Wayans gets high, like he's the guy in the brain, like dancing around to Cypress Hill.
The next Sunday Soak, it'll just be my sock summer recapping Beetlejuice's career. I'll go last.
I'll just talk third.
Obviously, I said Peter Dinklage would be number 1.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll name my other 2. Number 3 on my list
No.
is someone named Bridget Powers.
Oh boy.
I'll let you guys Google that to figure out what that is. And then number 2 on my list, I'm gonna copy Teresi, is Tony Cox.
Yeah, Tony
I love
Cox is
Tony
awesome.
Cox. He's terrific in Bad Santa.
Yeah.
He's so funny in that
is
movie.
funny.
Like I really enjoyed his work in that movie. You were shitting on Vern Troyer, but I think Vern Troyer.
I don't like
is-
Vern Troyer.
I think he's the shortest of the famous midgets. He's like only 2'8" or something.
So
like that.
let's mention Tony Cox is also in Friday.
He's
right?
in Friday. Yeah, he is.
He's
a Friday
awesome
guy.
in Friday.
Yes. Yeah.
And-
yeah.
oh.
He's the husband, right?
Oh, he's also
Yes.
he's also He
Can I have
also
that last 3 1 too?
Yeah.
he sires all of the children in Me, Myself, and Irene, if I remember correctly.
Yes. But they're all big and fat. How does that work?
They explain it in Seinfeld. You should watch that episode.
My grandmother is a quarter Italian.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's probably one glaring one, and I didn't put him in here because I don't know that he was, in fact, a little person. But Gary Coleman, I don't know where he lands.
Yeah, Webster.
It's a tough one.
Not
Both,
Webster.
they're both
That's
like
how-
Emmanuel.
I know,
Lewis.
but and Webster.
Yeah,
But
I'm
they're
not
both
sure.
two little short
not
guys.
sure where
Sure
they
where
land
on
in
the,
that.
on the spectrum of.
I'll just combine those two, and they'll be my number 3.
And Web Coleman.
And I think that'll do it for the
That's
show.
it. That's a
Combining
Sunday soak.
Emmanuel Lewis and
Yep.
and Gary Coleman like station was the end of our show.
How dare
Emmanuel
you?
Coleman.
How dare you?
So we will see you guys at the park shortly, and then we will. Are we podcasting this week?
I think we are.
I think we are. I think we got a wide open Wednesday. To
Can't do it
podcast.
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
But I think I can do Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday
So-
night. Let's podcast it up. You
Let's
guys
do
will
it.
see it Thursday morning.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Peace,
Peace.
man.
Someone's got to get
I'll
up.
get right out of the
Yeah.
way.